Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. We're going to do a past, present, future outcome reading, and we are going to do it based off of a topic. And so the topic is going to be freedom. And that is what we are going to talk about. I feel like you need to set yourself free in something. I kind of get the feeling before we even get started that for some of you, maybe there is something that you're holding back on or something that you want to do that could create more freedom in your life. And, I feel like that's what this card is talking about. So that is going to be the main theme of the reading. But let's see what is coming up for you. You start with this card that says the future. It says you have perfect clarity in a situation. Trust your inner knowingness. So you probably already know what to do. You have this unrevealed secrets. It says what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. I'm pretty sure we'll take all three of these. Why not? But I'm pretty sure I've been saying that to you, Cancer, at least once or twice in the recent past, that you really need to dive into something, like really kind of like make it happen, right? And that's what I would do. I mean, come on. You have this go for it card. All your readings, it's kind of like getting boring at this point, Cancer. All your readings are saying, like, it's time to make your move. It's time to go. And so that definitely could be the truth. In your past position, you have the Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and Four of Wands. What do you know? 444 showing up in your reading in the past position. So, a lot of you, I feel, could be in the past, could have been holding on to certain things as well. It's kind of like funny. I'm just going to tell you what's popping into my head right now. This is an intuitive message. It has nothing to do with anything I just said. I feel like there could be moments like right now, even though we're reading for the past position here, but I feel like there could be moments right now where it's almost like you stop yourself from doing something, and then you're like, why am I stopping myself from doing this, right? But it could be because of like other people. It's like there might be people like a spouse or just a person in your life who doesn't want you to do something in your life. But it's like I feel like you're starting to realize that you're like that they have no control over you. It's like, yeah, they might not want you to do certain things, but ultimately it's your life. You make your own decisions. And I feel like there are these moments like day to day where you kind of like catching yourself. It's like you catch yourself stopping yourself or holding back when you shouldn't. And I kind of do feel that some of you are going to start to feel more open, like as in you're kind of just doing things and not holding back. So that's more the feeling I get on this card. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. So a lot of you could be coming off a period of time where you had to do some healing. I also feel like you've been hoping and praying for something here, which comes up for you a lot. But there's a person right here who's receiving blessings in the stained glass window, and he is hoping and praying for blessings. So a lot of you have been hoping for the freedom to do something that you want to do with your life, or you've been praying for the opportunity to do something in your life. And I feel like you are getting that opportunity. We'll talk about it in a minute. You have the Four Cups. Sorry, you do have the Four Cups, but you have the Four Wands right here. Four Wands could be marriage. Now, the weird thing about this reading is we have the King and Queen of Cups, but the Three of Swords in the middle. So we're going to have to figure out what that's about. But these two are divine counterparts. This could be marriage. Some of you, sure, like if you're going through a separation, this could be a separation. But, I feel this is something that hasn't even happened yet, this right here. So I feel that some of you could be like fearing heartbreak. It's like you could be preventing your own freedom in love. You have the main theme of this reading is going to be freedom, and I feel like you need to like forgive the past or set yourself free, because you actually have 4 because you have the Four Cups right here. And this tells me that, you could be not getting into a connection because you were hurt in the past or whatever, and you're worried that something is just going to be the same. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. You have the Queen of Swords twice. She also shows up in your outcome position as well. So even in your past position, you have the Queen of Swords, which says that even in the past, you were looking into the future, that you were looking for something better, or you were clear on things from in the past. And now, it kind of is giving me a little bit of a feeling that some of you could be seeing things that you thought about in the past happen now. this could be a little bit intuitive, but I feel like some of you are starting to see that things that you predicted would happen in your life are like starting to happen. Now, with the Four of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really, Seven of Swords is my card that says there's a better way. Basically, there's a better way to do everything in your life. There are these people, this army in the background. The Seven of Swords, he's sneaking away with these swords, and he is going to war, but in a different way. And so a lot of you could be discovering better ways of like having the things that you desire in your life, and I would just do it. With the Four of Wands, you have the Hierophant. Definitely could be marriage. So like this could be marriage potential here. This could be a person that you see with the Queen of Swords. Like you see clearly about a person, and I think you need to trust it with this energy. And yeah, that's what I get there. Next, in the area of your present position, you have this card. It says, seek wisdom and guidance from elders. You have this Siren. It says, a temptation may lead you astray. I feel like you're wondering if something is a temptation. This could be love, for example. So it's like you could be thinking, you might be like interested in a person, but also thinking like, is this person just a distraction? Is it actually going anywhere? Will it go anywhere? Will they steal my freedom with the freedom card? It's like, that is definitely an important thing to consider. It's like, obviously if we're with a person, it does kind of like take away our freedom a little bit. And, you could either, like, I think there are two solutions here. Number one, you could find a person who gives you a lot of freedom, right? Number two, you could get over it and just be with a person that you like, right? Where maybe you don't care, or maybe they want to do the same things you do, right? And so I think all those are definitely good options, but I definitely think it would be a good time to seek some guidance. Also, in your present position, you have the Death card, the Four of Cups, and the King of Cups. The Death card says that there are some things that need to change, and the same thing is true with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, again, the main theme of this reading is going to be the, freedom and setting yourself free. It's like sometimes we have to do things that don't make us free so that we can be free, right? And you might be saying, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, well, obviously, if you want true freedom in life, you have to have money. So it's like you're going to have to commit at least some time to doing something to make money. And, again, that might require some sort of change so that you can make more money, so that you can be more free. I think we're in an amazing time for building systems just in general right now. And so this could say that, the change that you're making is that you're building systems that will set you free in the future. And that's kind of popping into my head. This could include like building a business. It could include, getting into a leadership position so you can have other people do the work, right? It could represent, maybe some of you are looking for a job that is remote or something like that so that you have more freedom. But I think a lot of you are like looking at those changes that you could make to make that happen with this card. You have the Four Cups. Definitely, I feel the fear of disappointment, especially with the Three of Swords. I still am not sure how I feel about that Three of Swords in this reading. Really, normally I wouldn't like it. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's like you have marriage, you have the King of Cups, but then you have the Three of Swords and Queen of Cups, which is kind of like weird. But I also kind of feel that this is like the fear of being hurt of the Four Cups, or the fear of being disappointed. Again, you don't have to be committing to love. You could be committing to anything else, anything in this reading. And the Three of Swords, this card, he has tried something 3 times in the past, but he's been disappointed. And it's like now he has a new opportunity, but he isn't accepting it because he's been disappointed in the past. So I feel like you need to like accept something new in your life. The Four of Cups says the freedom is going to come from applying what you learned in the past to this new situation. So you're definitely going to have to apply what you learned. You have the King of Cups. As far as freedom is concerned, the King of Cups would be emotional freedom. He is sitting in the middle of the deep ocean, and the story of this card is that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and because of that, he has actually set himself free emotionally. He has these waves, or these choppy waters around him, and it kind of says that external circumstances do not affect him. He has gotten to a point where he is so emotionally stable, he understands his emotions, that nothing can knock him off his square, right? And number one, I do think that would be an amazing thing for you to work on here, Cancer. Cancer, I think I said to you in a recent reading, I'm pretty sure it was you, I get this feeling like if Cancer could just get to that place where they are the one that is in control of their feelings, which I know it's hard. I'm not saying this is easy or anything like that. If you could get to that place where you don't need other people in your life to be a certain way, I think if you can get to that place, that things will go really well. And I know it's hard because I've been trying to do it for years, for my whole entire life, basically. So I know it's not easy. It's not easy if you have a miserable spouse, right? And you want to be positive and you want to be happy. It is not easy to be with a person like that and also be positive and happy, right? You really have to work on it. No matter what their mood is, you really have to kind of like work on yourself enough where you don't need another person to be a certain way. And I really feel that that's like a major theme for you, and it's coming up in your present position. So I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently, but that would be something that I would definitely work on. This absolutely also could be love. I'm not sure what this is yet, the Three of Swords. Again, we'll find out in a minute. Yes, with the Death card, you have the King of Cups here. King of Cups with this could be you, again, taking control of your emotions. Because right here, the King is dead on the Death card. The King just represents establishment, something that's been established for a long time. And then what you have is you have the Wheel of Fortune right here. I really feel Cancer could be setting themselves free emotionally, and that could be what this freedom theme is talking about. It's like saying that you are no longer allowing other people to control your emotions. This will completely change your life. I promise you that, right? Like when you get to that place, that's when you are truly in control. The thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that we have to be in control of the wheel. The wheel is always spinning, and we can control the direction of the wheel, and one of the ways that we can control it is by focusing and doubling down on the positive. With the Four of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. This kind of pushes me a little bit more towards the side of the Three of Swords actually being positive. Well, not positive. I still, this could be two people that need to heal or something like that. But, the positive of this is that it could say that you are at least willing to give a connection a shot here, Cancer. So if you're looking for love, this could be you at least trying. With the King of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups. Really good. This, if you are attracting a King of Cups type person, this could be like happy home, happy family. The Ten of Cups is like having it all in a connection. And, these people are celebrating and they're being very happy. The funny thing about this card coming up with the King of Cups is that these people are standing in the real world, but they are choosing to focus on happiness. That is exactly what I said, is that no matter what is going on around you, to gain true freedom in life, I feel that Cancer needs to kind of choose how they feel and make it happen, right? And that's exactly what I would do with that card. Next, in your future position, you have this card. It says life is a mystery. Yeah, I wouldn't get too caught up on why certain things happened and didn't happen. Sometimes some things are just a mystery. You have this Antelope Spirit. Says life is speeding up. Definitely. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but it's like my days are over in 5 minutes now. It's crazy. You have this Dragonfly Spirit. It says truth transcends illusion. Yeah, I feel like you need to get to the truth of what you want in your life. We have some cards here, freedom. If you had a truly free life, then for the most part, things would go according to plan. Now, that, of course, that's not how life works. But what I'm saying is that for the most part, you would do mostly what you want to do. Things would look how you mostly want them to look. And again, I'm not saying that we'll ever get to that place, but working towards it, I always say, is a good idea. And so I think that for some of you, the truth thing could say that you're living more your truth. Also, in your future position, you have this Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Wheel of Fortune is like a change in direction, and it, really it can represent a change in our fortunes. So there definitely could be some sort of change in your fortunes happening here. I really feel that setting yourself free emotionally, as we talked about, would be probably the quickest way to get the wheel to spin in your favor. I also feel like there is some sort of change popping into my head. I'm not sure if it's a move or something else. I don't know. Some of you could be moving or traveling with this card. And, if you are, I think that could be good. If you're making any other changes at all, period, in your life. I feel like those changes will be very beneficial with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents mystery. We have this Sphinx right here at the top of the wheel. The Sphinx represents mystery. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like, there might be, didn't this card say this? Like, or I thought you had a card that said something about like the past or something, but whatever. I kind of feel like some of you are maybe getting answers or starting to understand like why certain things are happening in your life that you didn't understand in the past. Like in the past, maybe you said like, why did I have to go through this? Why did I have to go through this breakup? And it's almost like you're getting answers, and that could also be setting you free. You have the Two of Pentacles, more fun. I have a feeling that all 3 water signs are going to get this card. I think that this summer could be very motivational for water signs. I think water signs, which is good, by the way. I think that water signs is like you could be getting good results for your work. You could be making more money, pretty much all that stuff. And whenever that happens, you could feel more motivated, like you want to do more, which, like I said, is good. But at the same time, I feel that you need to make sure you're balancing the energy and having fun. You have the Three of Swords. Definitely need to heal, for sure, from like past situations. If you want love or if you're attracting a person, like don't immediately jump to the heartbreak. Like don't think this person's heartbreaking. I always say, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? That's why I tell people we have to enter into connections healed, because if you enter into a connection looking for reasons to leave, you're going to find them, right? Everybody is freaking weird. I think that's the other thing people don't realize is we're all weird. We're all super weird. We all do super weird stuff that would probably turn a person off like that in a blink of an eye, right? So again, if you're looking for a problem, you will find one. So again, I would make sure you are entering into a connection in a healed way. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Cups again. Again, I think you need to get out of your head. I would do this now, because it's coming up in the future as well. But again, you're not watching tarot because it's a prison sentence. You're watching it so you can work with the energy and avoid it. And I feel like the Four of Cups is saying, you could be getting an offer, or there could be an offer you want in any area of your life. But if you're jumping to conclusions and saying this is going to be a disappointment, then it is. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. The crazy amount of fours in this reading. I can't remember reading ever where like so many cards that are like the same have been coming up like this. So, or the same number, I should say. You always get repeating cards with me, Cancer, but this is different. Four of Pentacles can be holding on too tightly to the past. That kind of makes me believe that the Three of Swords is about needing to release the past. This reading could be saying you're getting something very good, so you need to heal. Yes, with the Three of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, which we have twice right here. So I feel that this is saying you need to heal your heart. The Queen of Cups is the card of your heart. The Queen of Cups says, and the Three of Swords says, we have to remove those swords from our heart so that we can heal. And the Three of Swords is really about forgiveness. It's about, and you have that card of freedom. Forgiveness will set you free. Some people say the truth will set you free, but really, forgiving the past will set you free as well. Next, in your outcome, you have this reach for the moon. It says go for it. You have this ring around the moon. It says protection. Yes, you are protected. If you're worried about being heartbroken or ending up in a situation that is going to disappoint you, that is not true. So I feel like you need to get out of your head, and I think you really need to go for something here with this energy for sure. You have the Queen of Swords, the Magician, and the Queen of Cups in your outcome position. Again, the Queen of Swords is clear for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body. She sees clearly for the first time. And I feel a lot of you could be more focused, more future focused. This is also very good because she has her back to the past. And we have the Three of Swords in the past. So it's almost like you are releasing the past, or you are releasing some sort of past heartbreak or something like that. You have the Magician. The Magician can represent manifestation or healing. So a lot of you could be manifesting something in your life at this time. The Magician also says that you have to match the energy of what you want. Again, like I said, if you are emotionally being controlled by a person, then you are not in the energy of the Magician. You have to be the thing that you want to be before you can be it. So I would make sure that you are controlling your emotions at this time so that you can manifest what you want. I also feel like you are changing on a very deep level here, Cancer. You are very different And I think that you do realize that. I do feel that you feel different, and maybe there are things you feel differently about in life. The magician has this snake wrapped around his waist, and it represents the Ouroboros, or reinvention. And so I do feel that a lot of you have reinvented yourselves. I always pull the card that he's pointing to, which we're going to say is this one. You have this gate card. It says, a barrier keeps you from your goal. I think the barrier is you. I think it's your emotions, not calling you out, but you have that 3 of Swords. I feel that the simple solution here is healing. You have to pull those swords out of your own heart to be able to heal with the 3 of Swords. And usually the 3 of Swords is about forgiveness. Sometimes it's just simply about letting go of whatever has hurt you. But, again, I think healing would be a good thing. You show up again. Again, you show up twice as yourself here with the Queen of Cups. So whenever you show up as yourself, this kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. The Queen of Cups, she follows her heart, and that's what makes her feel the most free. And this reading is all about freedom. And so what I would say there is that to be able to listen to your heart, you have to heal. And with that 3 of Swords, and that's what I would be doing. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Sometimes I feel that Temperance is about perfection because he has this path that exists behind him, and this is called the path to glory. There's this glowing crown here, but he's trying to perfect something before he gets off on that path. I always say that he just needs to get off on that path. He might be trying to perfect something too much, or he might be waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So he really just has to go for something here. With the Magician, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness. I definitely feel you could be attracting more money here, Cancer. I feel like something bigger, though, is what's popping into my head. I'm not sure how to say that. It's like, if you have a career or a job or a business, it's like I almost feel like you need to do something bigger. I don't know if that makes sense, but this could be like you getting a raise or promotion. This could be you kind of expanding your client list or something like that. But I feel like doing that could really improve your finances if that's what you are trying to do. The other thing is you could be doing something like being on YouTube, right? It's like that is a way to put yourself out there more. Or you could be creating a social media or something like that. I think that there are some things that you could do that are probably free, that don't cost money, because she is resourceful. That's the thing about the Queen of Pentacles, is she doesn't waste money, right? So this is probably something that's free that you could do. And maybe, technically it's not free. I've said this before and people are like, well, nothing free is good. And I'm like, well, it's not really free. It's like if it requires work, like social media, and you have to put a bunch of work into it, then it's not free. It costs time, right? So it's free in the money sense, but again, I would do your research because I think there could be a good financial abundance opportunity here. With the Queen of Cups, you have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, this is you taking the lead. That could be the other thing that's preventing your freedom here, Cancer. This would be a challenge for Cancer, is taking the lead on something maybe, being the leader, stepping up and taking control of something, or being the first to do something is kind of popping into my head. So that could be a little bit of a challenge, but I think you'll do it. You have this pail. It says time to get out of a situation. Again, for some of you, this could be a separation with that 3 of Swords. This doesn't even have to be in love. This could just be, a person you're working with, or, a job that you have or something. But if something isn't working, it's time to set yourself free with that Freedom card. You have this Fair Band card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have the Star. It says guaranteed success. I don't know. Well, hopefully the person you're attracted to, Cancer, doesn't look like this, because, I don't know, that's the creepiest person I've ever seen in my life. But, again, you could be attracted to a person and it's guaranteed. It could be a star. They don't have to be famous. It could just be a person that really stands out. And so, yeah, there you go. You have this Great Passion card, this Tulip card. So if you are attracting love, it will be very passionate connection. There's nothing to worry about. I would make sure both people are healed. Again, obviously, if you meet a person and every other word out of their mouth is the name of their ex, do not date that person. I always say you need to tell that person, when you're healed, look me up, call me, right? When you're over this person, let me know. And there's nothing wrong with drawing that boundary, right? It could be something else as well. It's maybe you notice that they take super long to text you back, or maybe they're acting weird. Again, call it out so that you can be when you're ready, you let me know. and that's what I would do. You have this leg card. It says stepping into new experiences. Definitely, I think we are in a time of variety. Kind of weird. Every once in a while, I get a card where I feel like it's not connected to the reading, if that makes sense, where I can't, like, I just don't feel like it's part of the reading, but, it's part of the energy. And, I do think we're in a time of variety. And it is connected to freedom. It's like the more experiences you have, the more freedom you gain, right? Because experiences teach us something, and the more we know, the more free we are. You have this chain card. It says chain of events that will affect your life. I'm almost seeing like dominoes. It's like once you push over the first domino in your life, it's like everything is going to start, moving forward very quickly. So that's kind of the feeling I get here. But it's like you need to like flick that first domino. And this could be something that you do through healing with the Three of Swords. But pretty good. So thank you for being here, Cancer, and definitely enjoy your month.